In today's episode, I'll be giving my review and reaction to the 2022 movie Werewolf by Night. So let's dive into Werewolf by Night. Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it. Welcome to the dub cast. Werewolf by Night was released on October 7th, 2022. The genre is a horror/action film. The runtime is 53 minutes. I could not find a budget for this project. The director is Michael Giacchino. Giacchino. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I've not seen any of his previous works so far. The movie stars Gail Garcia Bernal, Laura Donnelly, and Harriet Sansom Harris. So if you're new to the channel, what I do for my movie reviews, I give an overarching review of the movie, give a score, compare that score amongst other scores that I've given so far on the Dubcast, and then after that, give my thoughts and reactions to the film as things played out. So here we go. Werewolf by Night. I thought this was a pretty baseline story. Really, the only thing that stuck out to me was the werewolf aspect of it. Feels like not a lot of movies these days have the switch from man to werewolf transition, at least not anything that I've seen that's been okay. I mean, they did a pretty good job in this movie, so I will give them credit on that. Obviously, with this movie running at about 55 minutes and even less due to Marvel's opening and closing credits. Actually, I just remembered I probably should look for a post-credit scene, but whatever. It was hard to flesh out many of the characters in this 55-minute movie/TV special, if you want to call it that. I think it's a movie, but hence why I'm reviewing it here. But, it's hard to flesh out your characters in that amount of time. That's usually like a TV episode, and they have multiple episodes in a season, so really there was a lot of things had to move quickly here. It was cool to see also the concept of the hunt game for the Bloodstone, but that doesn't really play into a big part of the movie, really. That's really kind of not expounded upon at all, which if they were able to kind of integrate that more into the movie, I think it'd be a little bit better. It reminded me of that season, I forget what season it is, but the 100, they do that where Octavia has to do this thing as well. So overall, a decent story, but not something I'm ever going to have the desire to rewatch, if I'm being honest, or really recommend to anyone. It's just something I watched for 55 minutes and it was fine. So I only really put this on my list because people were hyping it up at the time. I remember 2022, everyone was saying this is going to be really good. Halloween special, they've been working on this for a while. And because it's Marvel, I'm obligated to watch everything Marvel. So this was on my list for a while. Just wanted to knock it out, 53 minutes. So overall, I'm giving this a 5.5. Pretty standard movie, not a lot to it in my opinion. The werewolf stuff was cool. It brings it over a 5, but nothing really to write home about besides that. Pretty forgettable story, if I'm being honest. Nothing really to make me be like, want to recommend this to anyone or really sing the praises of it. It was just kind of like meh. Didn't really evoke any emotions, anything like that. So I'm going with a 5.5 in this. So let's pull up the Dubcast graphic now and compare this amongst other movies reviewed so far. So this comes in at number 28 out of 30 movies. So 30th movie, Werewolf by Night. Here we go. So of all 30 movies, this is my third least favorite movie reviewed up until this point. Doesn't really stack up well against the other horror, quote-unquote horror film that's on here, 28 Days Later, which it scores exactly 2 points lower. That was a 7.5. This is a 5.5. And obviously this is the shortest movie of them all, so maybe it's getting the short end of the stick just due to being kind of more of a TV special than a movie, or at least in comparison to all these other movies. These other movies are all fleshed out more than an hour and a half usually, so I don't know. Just this didn't really move the needle for me at all, so it lands at number 28 out of 30. So now let's dive into my thoughts and reactions. Obviously, this being only a 50-minute special or 50-minute movie, I don't really have a ton of notes on it, so this will be a shorter review. But I figured I started taking notes in it, and then I had enough that I was like, I can do a review on this. Give my thoughts if people want to hear them. If not, then goodbye. But you're here, so let's go. Let's dive into it. So we start this movie out. We learn Bloodstone has died, and he is the keeper of the Bloodstone. And in order for the Bloodstone to be passed down, they have to do a hunt to see who will become the next leader. Now, this is what I was talking about with that scene from the 100. They're all in a maze, and they have to get it off a monster's back. They have to stab it or kill the monster and get this Bloodstone that'll make the monster angrier and angrier. And once they get that, then they'll be the rightful heir to the Bloodstone and be able to hold all this power in some realm that we don't even really get a lot of background on. So our first character that we meet is Elsa. She is the estranged daughter of Bloodstone. She was the quote unquote greatest disappointment of her father's life. We don't really get a ton of backstory on what really happened between her and her father. Maybe I don't know if they're exploring this concept more in a future thing. It's 2024 or November of 2024 now, and nothing has really come out of this. I don't think there's a sequel, or I don't think there's a series or anything coming. Obviously, only doing a one-off movie / TV special doesn't really seem like there's a future for this project / concept. So we just know Elsa was the greatest disappointment of her father's life. So Bloodstone posthumously appears through his casket and speaks to the group of people. Now we have a group of about 8 to 10 individuals. They all have a lot of kills. I don't know. I guess they hunt people, so they're now going for the Bloodstone to be the best hunter of all and be the one who rules it all. So they're all getting the rules and rundown from Bloodstone himself, dead. And instead of saying "I'll be rooting for you," he says "I'll be rotting for you." Graveyard humor. That was a good little quip there. That was funny, but yeah. So this is kind of a weird start to it. Also, the whole movie's in black and white. I should mention that. So everyone else at the hunt is upset that Elsa gets to participate. She doesn't really qualify because she doesn't have enough kills, or she doesn't have the same caliber resume as everybody else. They say they all earned the right, but she did not earn the right. But due to her being the direct daughter of Bloodstone, she gets to go right into the hunt as well. And we learn quickly that she is not a slouch. So the hunt begins, and our other main character that we know of is Jack. He's kind of this interesting individual. I don't remember what his scenes were before the hunt starts, but essentially him and Elsa are going to run into each other on the hunt, and he's more playing it cool. He doesn't want to go after her. He says, let's just pass each other by. She's really taken aback by this and confused, and in her moment of kind of stupor and confusion, she is confronted by Joshua, who is another hunter. He's this bigger fellow. I said he looks like Jason Kelsey. That reference may be lost on people, but he's this big Jason Kelsey looking fellow. So he makes a good attempt at her life. She's able to stave him off. So this is where we learn, she's not to be messed with. So once she deals with him and escapes from him, she now confronts an Asian hunter. I don't know what his name was. I don't know a lot. I don't think there are even word names for some of the hunters. So this hunter has a sick bow in his hand where he can just shoot. It's kind of a weapon attached because all the weapons are dispersed throughout, kind of like Hunger Games style, throughout this environment that they're in. It's kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. I think it's a maze that they're in. So he's got this hand bow where you can just shoot from your hand and shoot bows, obviously. So she sees him, and in their confrontation, she's able to cut his hand off. This is Elsa. She grabs the hand bow and hits him in the head with it, and you'd think this would kill him, but nope, he's not dead yet. So flashing over to our boy Jack, he has a way to communicate with the monster, and we don't really know what this monster's supposed to be. We hear him before we see him. Turns out that this monster is pretty chill. Him and Jack have had a relationship before this whole hunt started, and essentially Jack joined this hunt just to free the monster. He doesn't really care about the Bloodstone at all. He just wants to get his friend out of there, which I don't know how they willingly got the monster to come and he doesn't want to be there. It's a 50-minute thing, so it doesn't really have to make sense. But so once that, he has to make a plan to go back and save the monster. They need keys to get out of a wall or to break out of a wall. Jack and the monster. So Jack runs into the room where Elsa is held up. They're locked into the room together. He asks to work together, and obviously before they didn't confront each other, so now they're just going to be like, yeah, let's work together. She finds keys in a place where they were. It was like up on the wall. She had to scale it, and she knew where they were. and now they're out of their little room that they were locked in for like 2 minutes. So Joshua is able to actually locate the monster while all this is happening, the bigger fellow, and the monster just absolutely torches him. So we are able to see what Ted, that is the monster's name, Ted is able to do to humans and to people. He just destroys Joshua. So Ted and Elsa team up once Ted realizes that Elsa is on Jack's side and they're on the same mission now. So they all are getting together to exit. They successfully get Ted out of the maze and he's now out of the picture. And she lassos the stone off of his back. And in a twist of fate, Jack, who we were led to believe didn't care at all about this bloodstone, tries to grab it, but he physically cannot hold it because he is a monster. And we don't really know what this means because Jack, up to this point, has just been a normal guy. You know, he's just another hunter who's in this for the bloodstone, seemingly, because he goes after it after Elsa drops it. But yeah, this is, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because I feel like they don't really build up to that at all. But they're held captive together in a cell. They're in this like TP cell with bars all around. Really interesting setup. I wonder if, you know, a werewolf could break out of that or something. But anyways, right before things are about to start going down, he gets all weird with her. He says he has to smell her and everything to remember her, which this does come up again later. So good foreshadowing here. Is this true that a werewolf needs to smell people to remember them? I didn't watch the Twilight series, so I'm not sure if Jacob had to smell whatever the main girl's name was. I don't think he got her in the end anyway, so I don't know. I don't know if that's probably like some lore of werewolf stuff. See, I don't watch werewolf stuff, so this was good to get a little background on werewolves, I guess. But werewolves. But this was a little bit weird to me, just seeing this for the first time again. I'm sure this is something that they all have to do. But so he's smelling her, getting up close, making sure that if he, you know, turns, well, that's what we know now. When he turns into a werewolf, he just goes beast mode and just destroys everyone. So instead of accidentally attacking her, he doesn't want to mess with her, so he wants to remember her. And this is like I said before, they don't have time to flush out these characters, but this relationship between Jack and Elsa just develops very fast. But I guess they did both helped each other in a way before this, so it makes sense. So one of the main characters that I haven't mentioned so far is this witch lady. She's kind of the one running the hunt because I think she's Bloodstone's wife and Elsa's mother. So she's kind of this ritualistic witch, and they do ritual chants in order for Jack to become the werewolf. They actually want him to become the werewolf and see what he is, which is a really stupid idea. I don't know why they would do that. Maybe the chants were meant for something else. I'm not sure specifically if it was meant for him to turn into a werewolf, because that just seems really stupid. So they shoot him with the stone, which was mentioned before, being cause you to go a little angry mode. So now all of a sudden he turns into a werewolf. I don't know how I feel about the way they did it, because he's in darkness and you hear the roars and the killing and stuff, but it's like, dude, this thing's called Werewolf by Night. We know he's about to turn into a werewolf. Like, show us the transformation. But he keeps getting shocked by they have these like things that keep you back, shockers. He keeps getting shocked, but he breaks out of the tent / hut that they were in. He just basically goes beast mode on everybody. Not the greatest action scenes, if I'm gonna lie, because it's kind of like hard to follow. He's just going around and killing people. We don't actually see what he's actually doing most of the time. Elsa gets 2 kills of the previous hunters as well, 2 of the unnamed ones that we didn't really meet. So it comes down to her mother, and Jack at the scene. Jack's kind of like TKO, like he's a little bit out of it. So she goes to grab the stone from her mother. Grapple guns her in the back, gets the stone. She's a goner after that. So RIP moms for Elsa. She just doesn't give a fuck. Clearly something happened with the mother and the family, and I don't know. Maybe in the next one we can learn a little backstory. No, she's not dead yet, because she's actually about to kill Elsa, her own daughter, but who comes in to save the day? Ted. He comes in and fries the mother after already being out and should have been like 1,000 miles from this place already, but he comes back to save the day. Not sure why he did that, but it's Marvel. Everything has to end well, even though if it's a horror Halloween release of a werewolf, still have to get our heroes in there and our goofy Ted. They probably sold a Ted Funko. I already see it, but everything goes to color. We assume Elsa gets the stone because we don't see her again after this. Jack wakes up from being a werewolf, and him and Ted are going to get sushi and call it a day on another mission that they had. So, yeah, seemed like the main story was gonna be about Elsa, but it's actually about Jack, and he's the werewolf by night. He's not even a werewolf by night. They just force him to be a werewolf by throwing the stone at him. Um, Typical Marvel stuff. It's kind of a lot of tropes that you'd expect from something like this. So yeah, just really didn't move the needle for me at all. I said that already, but what do you guys think of Werewolf by Night? 2 years later, are people still even watching this? I only watched it because it was on my list on TV time, and I'm trying to get that down. We're at like 70 something left. It's crazy. I need to grind. It's annoying, but we're getting through it. As you've seen my consistency with these movie reviews. So, what did you guys think of Werewolf by Night? Since this is kind of a shorter thing, I think it's going to be more niche. I'm going to drop it during the week. Usually, my schedule is I don't try and post as many things as possible, but since this was kind of a shorter thing, and I don't really care that much about this review, if being honest, because this was just like a very meh movie and didn't have any substance to it. I'm going to drop it either on Tuesday or Wednesday. So if it's Wednesday, we'll have Survivor hopefully that night or the next day. And then that means we streamed NFL on Tuesday. Whatever day I don't stream NFL, I'm dropping this. So if it's on Tuesday, we're streaming Wednesday. Tomorrow, if it's on Wednesday, we're streaming. We streamed last night NFL Week 10 recap, Week 11 predictions. So thank you guys for sticking along with me for the ride. Almost at halfway of the movie, not really, but yeah, just thought this could have been a little bit longer. I didn't really like the black and white aspect of it too, and then it turns to color. Like, why'd we turn to color at the end? I don't know. It signifies something. I don't know. I just couldn't. I'd really understand that. I don't think. Maybe I was looking for a deeper meaning since I've been watching these wonderful movies lately, and this one just kind of was a meh movie. But enough of that. Also, the action was just meh. But that's that for Werewolf by Night. So, what did you guys think of this? Am I being too harsh, or did you agree with me? Leave your thoughts down below. If you like what you saw, we do movie reviews, we do TV show reviews. Right now I'm on a movie grind basically because I have so many movies on my list, and I went on a show grind before, so mostly movies right now, but some shows mixed in. Survivor Weekly, NFL Weekly, so that's what you can expect from the cast. So make sure to subscribe, like, dislike. We're on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. So make sure you guys don't turn into werewolves, and be easy.